All right, week 21 of 2024. Let's go through the notes really quick. We'll look at AAII sentiment data in just a bit. We'll talk about the next upcoming SVOG meetings. Got a couple of idiots of the week, myself included. Took a $6,000 hit unnecessarily, and I'll show you guys that.
Oh no.
Don't worry. We need to organize our book meetup for reviewing how to make money in stocks. And if you have actually started reading this book, you realize it's really hefty, and probably one session is not going to cover this. So we'll have to maybe chop it up. So we'll set up a time to do that. Still taking suggestions for the next book of the month and fun documentaries and movies as well. But yeah, we'll look at our index and market overview and key, I guess, overall metadata in just a bit. We'll look at the Fear and Greed Index. This was yesterday's snapshot, and we've just been bouncing all over the place. And looks like NVIDIA is going to turn us into Venezuela with a huge melt up. And of course, we'll take a look at the Stock Traders Almanac and look at May, June, and July. And fireworks are to be expected. I still need to fire up or sign up a new account with stock charts for this. So this is still on pause. But again, lots of earnings to talk about. We got some fun stuff today, right? We got Intuit, Workday, and I forgot what else. But yeah, we'll look at NVIDIA today, of course. Target, we got to talk about US domestic consumer data. And we'll look at what the Robinhood kids and the retail fish are trading. And then shifting into the full news cycle. I found this new meme, and I thought I had to put it here. Inflation is not that high. And then here's inflation. So yeah, great stuff. Wait, am I sharing my screen correctly? You guys can see my screen, right?
Yeah, we can see it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, but yeah, so that's the new meme. Here's the old one. But yeah, we'll look at some hedge fund data, which would be cool. And then interesting little weird thing happened with Citibank. I just want to maybe take a glance at this fine. And let's see. The Black Swan list, I believe, is still up to date. And I don't recall any new theaters of war at the moment. It's relatively peaceful, if I can even dare say that. Maybe not.
Pakistan was in the news.
What?
Pakistan was in the news.
Oh, damn Pakis. Okay. Okay. I mean, Pakistan's always starting shit, right?
Well, yeah, but it was Iran doing things.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, we'll talk about currencies, lots of crypto news as well. We're gonna talk about that. We'll talk bonds briefly. Crypto shorts were blown up this week. Like, why would you short crypto in front of a moving freight train? Even I know better than that. We'll talk about Venezuela briefly. Grayscale CEO Michael Sonnenschein has stepped down. Management fees destroyed that career, I guess. And yeah, shifting to domestic news, we'll talk a little bit about Red Lobster and why offering all you can eat in an obese country is probably not a good idea. But on the flip side, there are some good ideas, right? Like Gen K, if you guys like Korean barbecue. I have been watching their stock.
How else are you going to get through college without all you can eat restaurants?
That's right.
You know what? I actually went there a couple of weeks ago.
How'd you like it?
It's not good.
What? Which location did you go to?
The one in Fremont.
Okay.
Yeah, and I actually talked to because I was kind of there just to kind of observe, how they do with the stock and all that, right?
Yeah.
So then I talked to one of the servers, right? So he was busy, and then I said, and he kept coming back to me and said, "Oh, we don't have this. We're out of this. We don't have this." I said, well, what kind of inventory management you guys are doing here? And he said, "Yeah, it's really bad." So he basically just whispered in my ears and said, "No, it's really bad. The management, the inventory system, they're not good. They're not doing well."
I'm sorry to hear that. I didn't know.
I
mean, I can't test the quality, right? So
and the quality wasn't that great. Yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't really that good at all. Yeah.
I'm usually
I was disappointed.
Okay. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
So in some ways, it's similar to Hertz, where if you rent a car from Hertz, they're gonna turn you in for stealing it.
That's right. And then charge you for the lack of fuel or the you know, you didn't refill it to the correct amount.
Yeah, yeah, that insult to injury, because their IT system was no damn good. Because I just
Exactly.
rented from Avis and it was smooth sailing. But
Yeah.
I stayed away from Hertz.
Yeah.
Yep, highly
Yeah.
recommended. I do the same. I just avoid Hertz by far. Avis has been seamless. As a matter of fact, I don't even have to think. I can just use the app and they'll point me to the car. I just walk there, check it, and check out.
Yeah.
And there's not even an interaction that's needed with how they said, even with agent or anything like that. So it's actually a nice plus. And speaking of shabu shabu and things like that, you guys gotta try the one down in not Santa Clara, but yeah, Santa Clara area. It's called
What is it?
Mikia,
Kia?
I think. Yeah, I was just there when I was up there, and yeah, Mikia Wagyu shabu shabu, or no, let me see.
Mikia Wagyu Shabu House.
Mikia?
All you can eat. Santa Clara. I got
Uh,
it. I got it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I went to that one. That one's way better. It's actually really good.
Highly
Oh,
recommended.
dang.
Yeah,
Let's-
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. This
I'll
place is
drop this in
good.
the chat. I'll drop this in the chat.
Where
Yeah.
where is it? What
Santa
street?
Santa
Santa
Clara.
Clara.
Homestead.
It's all you can eat.
Oh,
it's
it's
like
next to
$30.
Kaiser. It's next to Kaiser. It's across the street. It's next to like that specialties and whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
it
like
used to be.
In that
$30.
shopping center. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's sort
Highly
of my neck of
recommend.
the woods. Okay.
Fantastic.
Not too far from Jim's house. Okay.
Compared to Jen, this is way better.
Well, I mean, this is
Much
shabu
better.
shabu, so proper
Way better.
proper hot pot, you know. Oh, they have bone marrow. Oh, my dog will be happy.
Yeah. The tough part about it is the dollar price per head is not cheap, but you know, just spend the time. It's not a rush type of thing. You just gotta hang out and just enjoy yourself.
How much is it? Maybe I went to a different place.
48, 68, and 88. Pick your
Oh,
poison.
okay.
All right.
The other
Yeah,
place
there's
I
one-
went to is $30. And it's pretty good.
Oh.
Yeah. In somewhere
know-
in Milpitas, I think Milpitas.
Okay. Yeah, they're upping the grade on the quality now. So I think that's like a nice big refreshing change. And customer service is very, very good. They're not lagging or anything like that. So I do highly recommend it. It's interesting because they actually opened one in Waikiki off of Kapiolani.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Mhm.
Looks super clean.
Yeah. Yeah, something to try. Something to definitely
All
try.
right. Well, this place will suck for me, but please let me know how it is for you guys.
Oh,
Sorry, Warren.
It's all good.
vegetarian.
Gaku is more my speed, so yeah.
So-
Yeah.
We'll compromise and find something. Yeah,
No
maybe
worries.
there's something that's a nice in between there.
No worries. Wait, how do we get to shabu shabu? Oh, Red Lobster. Okay.
Yeah.
There's that Simpsons clip where like Homer eats like he overeats at the seafood buffet and then he goes fishing. You guys remember that?
Yeah.
So there was another piece of news that I saw on X regarding the Red Lobster thing, which is interesting and speaks to our media. But basically, apparently they had been bought out, I believe, by some hedge fund or VC group, and they've divested the properties away from the business itself. And basically, that a lot of this was, you know, essentially a structural disassembling of what was previously a profitable business, similar to like a Toys R Us. So anyway, it's just interesting, and it's interesting how media loves to glom on to, oh, Americans so fat they eat too many shrimp. This is why businesses, you know, we can't have nice things.
Right.
But anyway, I thought that was kind of an interesting aside, that it's like a lot of these things end up being something like, yeah, previously Red Lobster owned all of their own real estate, apparently.
Yeah, I
And
think it's also interesting that when you think of a restaurant owning and having a business and all that, you think about selling food to the public, but you have to manage all of your assets appropriately. This is simply a problem where they had bad management who didn't figure out how to get all the value out of their land holdings. And someone else came along and said, "You're bad at capitalism. I'm going to do it better. Here's money." And they and their shareholders said, "Okay, buy us out." And now, of course, it turns into, like you said, a headline.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Bad stewardship. Yeah.
Yeah, I just think it's funny that that's the part that, you know, like you said, the media and sort of the mass selling point is basically Americans fat and bad, eat too many shrimp. End of Red Lobster.
Yeah, it doesn't help PR at all. I'm with you, man.
So what's the real reason for them to be out of business? Because of
it's partially shrimp. Also, they've been raiding the company blind and bleeding it out and leaving it saddled with endless debt, hence bankruptcy.
The company was bad at business. They had assets they weren't taking advantage of.
Yeah, those are all true.
Yeah, if you ran a bar and made $1 million a night, but left $500,000 on the table and didn't buy better alcohol, well, you're just bad at your job. You should lose it.
Well, how long have they been in business though? I mean, Red Lobster been around for quite a while, right? I mean, they would have known if they have bad management, business management.
Early 60s, I read.
68?
Early 60, that's 50 some years.
In
60
Florida.
Years.
Wow.
I mean, they survived the bad business this long.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, and I would argue that it's partially due to our cantillionaire, you know, Federal Reserve policies overvaluing the commodity value of real estate as much as bad business practice. But anyway.
Well, no, but when I say bad business practice, I mean they didn't find the value in the real estate that someone else did. That's why they got bought by those people.
Yeah, no, understood. But I would argue that the real estate is overvalued because your dollar is being debased. So going one layer into the onion deeper.
Yeah, right. Don't disagree, but that doesn't change that some other business people said, "I can do capitalism better than you can."
Yep, 100%.
More than fair. Okay. Next item. Biden cancels out another $7.7 billion student debt for 160,000 borrowers that are definitely not on this call.
oh my God.
He's definitely not buying votes, so don't worry. And
speaking of cantillionaires printing money out of thin air.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, why do we pay taxes at this point? Let's just run deficits endlessly. It's not like we're not going to run deficits. Okay. Vivek is buying a stake into a worthless outlet. I don't know what's going on, but I'm just let's look at the stock. What's the BuzzFeed ticker?
BF something.
What is this moron? BZFD.
BCFD.
I got my stupid call spread side of Elf spanking me. But,
I know, me too.
waiting for this to cool off. I mean, everyone's shorting it like crazy. The put call ratio is north of 1. It's just I might have to wait till tomorrow. Okay, all good. Anyway, BZFD, BZ. Come on, Swab. BZFD. All right. Okay, big spike up. Slowing down. Okay, maybe time to short it. Okay, I wasn't sure. It's already down 8%. Okay, maybe time to drop puts. Look at volume profile. All these poor suckers underwater. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Okay. All right. Okay. So yeah, easy shorting candidate there. Check out BuzzFeed. And Donald Trump's social media thing is also ridiculously stupid. I've been shorting those guys too. Okay. Let's look at pandemic. Oh, sorry. Well, this is just the highlight reel, right? Oh, sweet Jesus. Okay, we gotta look at pandemic winners since 2021, 2022. We'll look at some consumer data that I pulled up. This is pretty good. We'll look at some also other inflation and food data. And we'll look at some menu adjustments in real time. This is always positive. Microplastics found in human testicles. Yeah, there's plastics everywhere. And ironically, most of it is from EVs shredding tires. We'll look at some depreciation for some popular car models. And looks like America needs a war. ASAP. We don't know what to do with all the excess F-35s. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I mean, I feel like we're in the Archduke situation where it's all balkanization and just, alliances, in every which direction getting violated. But yeah, nothing like the Mexican Sinaloa cartel to handicap November better than our guys. So they're rushing operations. Oh God. We'll look at the average retirement age. I mean, most people can't rub $1,000 together in cash, like same business day. It's hard to imagine, but yeah. We'll look at real estate data. We had some of the worst existing home sales in a while, so we'll take a look at that. And lots of tech news. So let's take a look at, so I thought this was kind of cool on wireless headphones. We've talked about it in the past, but this came up. We'll talk about subscriber counts between the streaming wars. And I saw some cool analytics here for top startups. And it calls it San Francisco, but this includes San Jose, which is kind of disingenuous, but sure. And then I talk a lot of shit about Elon Musk, but I'm also fair to give credit. So yeah, there's some progress with Starlink. And the mega rocket launch coming up. So we'll take a look at that. ChatGPT is having problems with Scarlett Johansson. So we'll take a look at those theatrics. And not much in the labor market today, but we got to talk Japanese yen, of course. And there's been some interesting record buybacks happening in the Japanese exchanges. And while we also have endless Cybertruck hilarity every single day, here's another one of overpriced rich kids buying over-engineered SUVs. So Lamborghini is forced to recall their Urus SUV because the hood flies open.
That used to be common in the 60s. You can figure out how to engineer your way around that yet?
I mean, my Challenger has like a cable to stop it, literally.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, stupid tech bros and money will always get fleeced. But anyway, we'll look at where it's cool to be gay. Not quite the headline I expected, but kind of interesting. And the weirdest WEF, designee in history has finally called it quits. And yeah, what a weird Emperor Palpatine kind of guy. Anyway, Boeing's also taking a lot of weird headlines. And to be fair, turbulence is not a Boeing problem. And but Boeing is having some serious issues. And I've been shorting Boeing softly. And finally today it's been making a move. Let me pull up.
What does a soft short mean?
Oh, I just run like a 90% plus out of the money credit spread. And I give it like 2-3 weeks of time instead of like that week.
And you roll it?
No, once it closes, I'll set it up again. I guess you could call it a roll, but it's not.
Yeah, okay. You're not. Yeah, you're letting it expire.
Right, and then I'll wait for a green day to set it up again. Like I never set these traps on red days. Yeah. But yeah, Boeing's, it's been sell-off city for a long time, but prices have gone up for the last 3 weeks, annoyingly. And so it's been a very boring trade. But finally today, the Bears got paid off. So yeah. down 7% for today. And like it's been really stubborn. Like all the bad news and Boeing keeps going up, and I'm just calling shenanigans. But yeah, justice prevails. Okay. But yeah, Singapore is usually on top of everything. So to be fair, they probably had limited airspace flying through whatever. I have to
They
look
did
more.
like the seatbelt warning light, but you had to be really fast.
Really fast. Yeah.
According to one of the reports I read, the guy said, "Yeah, I got mine connected in time."
Dang.
While seated, please keep your seatbelt fastened. That's on every flight.
I know, and I do.
So I believe those people were in the find out phase of that relationship.
Yeah. What else? It was an awkward moment at the UN because Israel was pissed. And again, Israel didn't do it. It's just hilarious.
Yeah.
And then Iranians are flying without transponders for fear of missile attacks in general. It's just like the Middle East, like who needs soap operas with the Middle East alive? Oh my God. Okay. Anyway, yes. The narcissism of small differences in the Middle East. There you go. Anyway, Russia's finally punching back at the bank. This is kind of crazy. And then you know, the whole world is watching, especially the pro BRICS side, right? And China's like, well, I guess sanctions are inevitable at some length. So hence we'll buy gold. So yeah, lots of fun things. So I pasted some related articles below this here. But yes, we'll take a look at youth unhappiness, which is obviously connected to youth unemployment. And we'll take a look at this data, especially the China side. And the whole world is reacting to helicopters mysteriously disintegrating into mountains. And suddenly the Saudi family canceled their trip to Japan and also ordered a bunch of Airbuses immediately. And I guess they're retiring their Boeing fleet as well. So the whole world is reacting to Iran's business. And pivoting to oil and commodities, I guess coffee prices are still spiking. So is aluminum due to Australia. And there's some natural gas issues as well as we enact stricter pollution controls thanks to the Oval Office. And shifting to precious metals news, we'll take a look at the run up right now. And the gold silver ratio is really low at 77. It has been this low in quite some time. And we noted that last week, Nebraska just banned income taxes on gold and silver, and Alabama is the next to do it. And for the most part, silver and gold in general may or may not be a really good tax dodge in general if you're dealing with chunks of under $100,000. I'm just saying. Okay. But yeah, lots of fun China news. We'll take a look at the latest tariffs from the Oval Office. And there's the swearing in of the new president in Taiwan for the anti-China faction. And of course, China had to stir up a lot of water splashes around the island. But yeah, we'll take a look at the Chinese markets, and then Alibaba's immediate sign of weakness in trying to sell their own AI model and discounting it substantially. And we'll take a look at kill switches in Taiwan and the latest iPhone or further signs of weakness and reduction of demand with iPhones in China. And as signs of desperation surmount Beijing's efforts, China finally, or for the first time in a long time, in a while, has raised their high-speed rail bullet train prices. It went up like 12% in Beijing, which is an interesting sign of weakness. And it's common knowledge that this level of infrastructure, they're all cash-losing projects. So they've been financed for deficits since the beginning. So for them to creep up toll prices or train prices is kind of an act of desperation. So yeah, interesting there. So yeah, that's the highlight reel. So yeah, we'll take a look at all of that fun stuff, and let's kick off with our poll. And I would love to know where you think the S&P 500 will go by next Thursday in a week. And then we'll compare that with the American, the Association of American Individual Investors. And Kola, do you want to say hi? Kola, come. Come. Kola. Kola, you want to say hi? Kola, come. Kola, come. Jump. Okay. Oh,
He's waiting for the discussion on beef.
there you go. And cost of living adjustments. All right. Thanks for your votes, guys. We have 38% bullish, 25% sideways, and 38% bearish. All right. And let's compare that with the famous buy and hold cohort of the American Association of Individual Investors. Looks like a week ending yesterday, I guess Nvidia for sure. Everyone's very bullish. Wow. The middle group has decreased, but there are more bulls or bears too. So, yeah. Okay. Let's see. Next meeting is, I don't recall. Was just at the meeting too. I think this is TBD. Wait, Michael's not here. Kurt wasn't there. Oh, yeah, I don't know. We'll find out soon. Okay. What the hell is Juneteenth? That's not a real holiday. Neither is Kwanzaa, but we don't have time.
You're not very DEI, are you?
Not today. Not today, at least. Let's see. Oh, idiot of the week. Where let me pull up my signal. The trading idiot of the week is myself. Let me show you guys. I didn't finish what was it? It was docs. And I just I don't normally sell under 2 sigma for earnings, but I did for one contract, or let's see, one chunk. And let me find the screenshot. Give me 1 second. So I didn't close it because a phone call came in at like 12:59 p.m. on Friday, and that like whatchamacallit, occupy my attention. My shit didn't close out correctly. So let me show you guys. Where is it?
What was that on SPX or what is it?
It was docs. Deal
Docs.
it was from like Thursday's earnings. Yeah, where did it go? Thought I had screenshots. I'll find a little bit later. But yeah, we'll skip this at the moment. We'll circle back to that. But yeah, let's talk briefly about our book review. Who's in it again? Linda, myself, I think Wani. Anyone else? Because we need to set the first book review session. Is it just the 3 of us? Okay. I guess it's 3 of us, so that'll be a little bit easier to set up. Okay. Okay. Questions answered. All right, let's jump into toss and look at our indexes. All right, we'll do the fun stuff here. All right, and of course, Swab is nice and frozen. Come on, come on, buddy. Come on. I think I have too many things open too. Let me just start closing some stuff. Okay, that probably freed up a little bit of RAM. Come on, toss. Come on. Let's look at ES. Maybe I should just restart Thinkorswim. Why is this not working? Come on. Okay. And yeah, it's odd that the S&P is so flat today. And now it's ticking down. That's so odd. You think everybody would be partying with Nvidia money?
Profit taking.
Obviously. Yeah. Wait, Wani went long on Nvidia, right?
I did
What?
iron condors.
Oh, you didn't gamble?
No, I didn't gamble.
Oh, okay.
I bought one share though.
Oh, wow. That's expensive.
Made money on that one.
All right, let's look. Why is this so freaking slow? Holy cow. Okay. Oh, wow. It's so slow. Okay. Put call ratio, fair value about 1.4. And I don't want to change windows because that's so slow. But yeah, let's look at the momentum. So yeah, on balance volume, net buying versus net selling. We are, yeah, I could definitely see the case for Kurt, like profit taking. We're about to approach that zero line. So yeah, definitely slowing down and getting back to neutral. Okay. Let's downshift out of the future side of the S&P 500 and look at the big boy option contrast with SPX. This is the mother of all trading instruments, according to Don Kaufman, at least. And Don Kaufman is the most pissed at the SWOG merge, in case you were wondering.
He's the most what?
He is the most pissed because he built the analyze module, and
Oh,
he is so pissed at all of the back end. Like a lot of his things are broken. He is livid. But he's done a good job of restraining himself on his deal trade videos. Okay. Let's take a look at our option analytics. All right. So yeah, pretty big volumes today, it looks like. Yeah, we're at fairly normal trading day, maybe a smidge optimistic, if anything. Fair value is about 1.3-ish, 1.4. So yeah, this is fairly normal. But yeah, good volume on both sides. Fairly normal trading day. These sizzle numbers are broken, but yeah. Let's pivot down to the SPY side and look at retail. And 1 share of the SPX is equal to 10 shares of the SPY. I guess that would matter more for folks that are running the wheel on SPY. Okay. And let's take a look here. Today's expected move is 2. Okay. I'm not used to the metrics of SPY. I'm used to more of the SPX the 4-digit readout. All right. Cool. All right. Looks like volumes are pretty even, and yeah, it's if anything a smidge bullish. So yeah, that's fairly normal, and yeah, retail hopes are eternal here. All right, beautiful. Let's take a look at NASDAQ, which is also very retail and tech centric. And no doubt, NVIDIA is, again, carrying all these indexes on its shoulders for the most part.
except for the Dow.
Yeah. But yeah, Dow 40,000. Can you believe it, guys? It's incredible. That's a lot of inflation. All right, let's see. Uh, yeah, the Nasdaq is pacing the S&P as well, and I guess yeah, a lot of profit taking. And yeah, looks like people just selling off positions. Let's see. Yeah, but fairly optimistic overall. 1.16 fair value also about 1.4. Nothing serious in the 0 to 20 delta on the puts. Yeah, it's a fairly sleepy normal day for the most part. Okay. And if we look at momentum, we've just been treading water and spending most of that time below the 0 line. So yeah, even the techies are not convinced. And if you're looking at the executive sell-offs for Tesla, that is some spooky stuff. If we have time, maybe we can take a look at a bunch of those. But yes, with the recent, I guess, executive departure and mass company-wide layoffs, Tesla is in major trouble. And that bullshit about semiconductor delivery dates that he announced this week, he's just gaslighting and throwing, again, impossible deadlines he can't deliver on. And of course, it's conveniently 18 months, into the future, of course.
What is this beef? I missed it.
Oh,
Elon?
Elon had an update. He announced the Tesla semi truck to be in production as of 2026. And
I thought it was supposed to be 2020.
It's on a pilot with Pepsi and I think Walmart.
And him.
Yeah. And we know these are like extremely they're playing with kids' gloves to the extreme. We can find footage on YouTube of Tesla semiconductors being towed. We can find them. And conveniently, they're here, Central Valley focused, ironically, like Stockton and whatnot.
Right, they go from Reno to Fremont.
Yeah, let's see. Tesla semi. Let's see if we can find anything interesting. Yeah, there's been, I guess he's working the influencers to do some positive spin. But there's some other famous ones that are talk about its failures and whatnot. And again, hauling diesel is really easy. Hauling a heavy ass battery to go, 2,000 miles is nuts. Yeah. But okay, maybe we don't have time to go over this right now. But yeah, that's basically what happened.
That's a good point. Last I checked, the gas tank on an electric vehicle doesn't get lighter as you have an emptier gas tank.
Right. So you're dragging a lot of dead weight around constantly. So
seems real smart.
Yeah. And there's no sleeper in the Tesla truck. It looks like there is, but there isn't. I mean, that's room for batteries. It's ridiculous. Okay, here's the Russell 2000, affectionately called by me the schizophrenic index, because it loves to overreact, and today is no exception. It's outpacing the S&P by like 3x, and a normal day is 2.3 for the put-call ratio. It just likes to live in chaos. Small cap stocks, God bless them. And let's see, on momentum, let's take a look. Let's see. There's been a lot of inflows into small caps. Is this warranted? I think not, but the market likes what it likes. And yeah, in fact, we've been peaking with inflows in the last 2-3 weeks, and now it's kind of slowing down, but still up there. Okay. Let's take a look at the diamonds representing the Dow Jones side of the house. And I'm already wondering what to get for lunch. Oh, Joseph at the drop? Yeah, no worries. And then, yeah, saw your video, Wani, on Japan's lost generation. Wait, did I misspell diamonds? DIA? What? No? But yeah, China is basically going through its lost generation right now. So if you're 18 to 25 or even 18 to 30 right now in China, hell, if you're 14 to 30, you're toast. You are gone. Your parents are broke out of their minds from their real estate that's now underwater, and your life is over. Like, in a way, I'm really happy because all of my peers got wiped out. I dislike most of the mainland Chinese folks. And, this financial devastation couldn't have happened to a better set of people. Because, while I'm, talking the moral angle, they're calling me a dumbass. And now they're bankrupt to the tune of several million RMB. Yeah.
I thought your family invested in gold.
I invest in gold. That's it. They're a bunch of conniving thieves and whatnot.
I
And
thought you learned that from your family.
I did, yeah. All right. Diamonds, here we go. 1.37. This is usually the most optimistic index, and it's like the kid that likes to eat glue in the corner. But yeah, today is a little out of character. It's usually very optimistic. But yeah, diamonds aren't thrilled, I guess, after touching 40,000. All right. So that's all of our big indexes. Let's just take the VIX value and take a look at what that is. I was kind of having slight FOMO yesterday, saying on Discord that I wish I bought some cheap out of the money calls on the VIX. And it looks like that wasn't really warranted at all. All right, so today, 12.73. Wow, ridiculous. But yeah, 12.73, and still descending. Wow, okay. All right, thank you, VIX. All right, let's jump back to our notes. All right, so we did our market overview. Cool. Let's take a look at today's Fear and Greed Index according to CNN. And thank you, Linda, for the updates. And we had till tomorrow at our 195 strike price, so it's okay either way. Anyway, all right, let's take a look at fear and greed. This number has been jumping around quite a bit, and you can see 1 year ago 65, 1 month ago 38, and then back to sunshine and rainbows. And let's see, here we have the S&P against its 125-day moving average, and yeah, looks like we'll see another takeoff here now that Nvidia stabilized, and we'll have to see how super micro prints today. But yeah, looking at stock price strength, where we measure 52-week highs versus 52-week lows, we're still on that low side. So there are more lows than highs. So we're getting a fear read for that. I think that's fair. McKellen Index, we get a better look at the sort of median movements, as it were, by looking at the number of shares rising versus falling, and not discounting or not overvaluing extremes like with the 52-week one. But yeah, with this, yeah, we're still, I guess the ocean currents are still on the greed side. And this put and call readout is bogus, as we've talked about before. We just looked at the VIX. Yeah, okay, that's good enough. All right, cool. But yeah, there's definitely more optimism in the marketplace. But we could be going through a Venezuela situation where the market is melting up while society is burning to the ground beside you. Okay. But yeah, let's look at our almanac here from the Hirsch team from May. Let's see. May-June disaster area between 65 and 84 with the S&P down 15 out of 20 Mays. Between 85 and 97, May was the best month with 13 straight gains, gaining 3.3% per year on average, up 17, down 9 cents. Worst 6 months of the year begin with May. A $10,000 investment compounded to $1.2 million for November to April in 73 years compared to $3,000 gain from May to October. So definitely sell in May and go away. And Dow Memorial Week record up 12 years in a row, down 16 of the last 28 years. And since 1950, presidential year May's ranked number 9 for the Dow, number 9 for the S&P, and number 8 for the NASDAQ. But the almanac doesn't know about Nvidia, and clearly, that's thrown off everything. All right, let's take a look at June just to take a peek. And in the political calendar, it would make sense to crash America in June and enjoy a nice ramp up into November for the polling booth. But yeah, let's see. The summer rally in most years is the weakest rally of all 4 seasons. Week after June, triple witching day, Dow down 26 of the last 32. Recent record, S&P is up 12, down 9. Average loss of 0.8, ranking 11. Summer doldrums can begin in late June. Watch out for end of quarter portfolio pumping on last day of June. Dow down 18 of the last 32, NASDAQ up 9 of the last 12. And presidential election year June's rank S&P for, number 4 for the S&P, number 5 for the Dow, and number 2 for the NASDAQ. And June ends NASDAQ's best 8 months. So yeah, should be pretty spicy in June. And going into July, July is the best month of the third quarter. Start of second half brings an inflow of retirement funds. First trading day, Dow up 28 of the last 34. Graph above shows strength in the first half of July. Huge gain in July usually provides better buying opportunity over the next 4 months. Start of NASDAQ's worst 4 months of the year. And presidential election Julys have ranked number 6 for the Dow, number 6 for the S&P, and number 9 for the NASDAQ. Okay. So yeah, should be a tumultuous summer, and it's an election year, and God help us, it's May, which means a black guy will be shot promptly by a white guy, and cameras will be rolling. And that's how 2021 kicked off in May, if you remember. And that was insane. Okay. We'll skip sector rotation this week. Yeah, let's take a look at earnings scheduled for today. Again, we got some big titans. Intuit, we got Ross. Oh, I texted our boy Gurpreet. He can't join on Thursdays because of his work schedule. So maybe we should spin up a Tuesday session or something at some point, if that's easier for a lot of folks. But yeah, our former Ross Stores financial analyst is still at Apple. He got married in India. He just had ACL surgery, got stem cell injection for his knee as well. And what else happened to him? A lot's happened to him. So he misses us, and I sent him our YouTube link, and hopefully we can get it back soon. But yeah, he's been making money too. So I mean, he's been shrewd in his own way. So lots of Mag 7 plays on his side. But yeah, so there's Intuit, Ross, Workday. This seems like a tiny silver company. I've never heard of it. What else? Domo, they do some business intelligence, data visualization stuff. I've used them before at work. That's all I recommend. Oh, 23andMe. I don't know why this isn't even listed still. It's like worth like, it's a penny stock. It's just hilarious. This was Sergey Brin's wife's pet project. I think mainly for the purpose of getting a better test for Tay-Sachs disease, if I remember that's the origin story. But yeah, holy cow, she burned that company to the ground.
Hey, they made it to the cover of Business Week this week.
Did they?
Yeah, as a waste of time.
So just for that, if they get bought out, I'm trying to look at my position here, but I bought a bunch of like 50-cent long calls.
Wow.
Let's see what I got.
What's your expiration?
Pretty far out.
Okay.
I'm trying to find it right now.
That's
Here's the headline.
How much?
I'm trying to find it right now.
So Bloomberg Business Week on the cover says, DNA delusion, mass market genetic testing has little to offer most people. That's an existential threat to 23andMe. That's on the cover of Bloomberg Business Week.
Wow. And it's a thing, who owns your data once the company gets sold and whatnot, and it gets resold?
Yeah.
Oh, here it is.
The insurance company Combine.
Yeah. And
yeah, so mine are 17 January 2025 calls, 50-cent calls. So they're 239 days out.
yeah.
I bought them for 25 cents.
Wow. So
Yeah.
wait, sorry, what strike? 2?
No, 50 cents.
So you're somewhere here in the 3,000. Right here. Oh, look,
Kurt, right there.
That's Kurt. That's Kurt.
Yeah.
So you're
This anticipating somebody's going to buy them.
wow.
You know, what did I spend? A couple $100 on them?
Have you done this sort of play before?
Sometimes it's just roll of the dice.
Okay, this is cool. Keep us posted. Keep us posted.
It's better than Lotto.
Yeah.
No
You know,
chance.
I mean, does the website even work? Do they even offer any services? I have no idea. I've always been extremely suspicious of DNA testing. Like
Mhm.
I took biology really seriously and, avoided the vaccination issues and everything. Um, and I had classmates that went on to become doctors and CEOs, and they're all toast right now, like infertile, toast, miscarriages. Like in my peer group, I cannot tell you, like I'm 37, I cannot tell you how many psycho IVF like freakouts I've heard about from my friends. Like it is insane. Miscarriage central. And again, Asian Americans had the highest vaccination compliance, and all my friends are finding out they can't fucking have babies. Like
Wow.
I don't know what to tell you guys. Like it's insane. Like there will be divorces in the next 18 months. Like like among the people I know. But yeah. But yeah, looks like they're still in business somewhat. Should you do business with them? I don't think so. But let's see if they even ask for any detailed information besides for, oh, let's see. Ancestry service. Okay. Um this this checkout button seems super spammy and like fishy to me. Like I don't know why you would build it in this interface that has been the source of so many different traps and whatnot, but maybe that's just my UX brain at the moment. Okay, but yeah, I don't know. They're still functioning. Okay, but yeah, that's 23andMe. And then any other fun earnings?
Talk a lot, or 50 cent strikes. We talk a lot about things like Delta, Vega, Gamma, and
Who is that? Okay,
kind
no
of gloss
worries.
over them because
Who is
I
that?
do want to say that you don't make money from knowing the Greeks, right? I mean, it's like
Who is
knowing
that?
how to read a
It's
clock.
I think Wani's channel is open, listening to something.
Okay, sorry, Wani. I just turned it off. Let's see. Next week, any good earnings for Monday? Jumping the gun a little bit. Wait, nothing? Is Monday a holiday? It is a holiday,
Yeah,
isn't it?
it is, yeah.
Memorial Day, right? Oh, okay, no wonder. Okay. We got some Chinese stuff
It's
on
the
Tuesday.
holiest of days. Where are you going to service?
Wait, what?
I go to Milpitas City Hall, and then I go to one at the local cemetery towards me, and sometimes a third.
Oh, wow.
It's the one holy day of the year.
Wait, Memorial Day, right?
Yeah, you celebrate the people that killed other people for you. Or remember them if you don't want to celebrate.
I shall probably be in Morgan Hill. All right. Okay.
There will be good services there. Find the local cemetery.
Yeah. Okay. And we got box coming up. Tuesday close. Okay, cool. Good earnings. And blah, 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 blah. All right, let's take a look at NVIDIA analytics and the reports. A lot of stuff blew away, top line, bottom line. Guidance is legendary. Stock split, and it raised its dividend 150%. I mean, that was a joke of a dividend, but I guess a penny counts. But just 150% increase sounds like a lot, but when it's a penny, like, come on, guys. But anyway, yeah. I mean, I'm sure you guys have seen most of this. So the better question is, what are we doing with Supermicro? Let me pull up a chart. And I would love to YOLO my whole account, on short dated options on this and just write it into millions of dollars, but let's not do that. But I am tempted, and I know there's going to be kids today who will do that, and yeah, it's gonna be nuts. But yes, looks like on the momentum front, Supermicro has been a little bit overheated, and it's dipped under the zero line uh, for several weeks here at least. And this is the 90-day view here on the bottom left. And let's take a look at the analytics for Supermicro actually. I'm curious what the betting public is thinking. And let's look at what those wagers exactly look like. All right, so it looks like 0.646. That is a mixed bag, but I would almost say that's slightly bearish. You're getting a little fear in there. So this isn't quite the home run that NVIDIA is, but maybe it's just market skittishness. And some folks are taking profits and not wanting to ride through earnings, and then the rest of them are just waiting on the call side and just waiting for the close. So I guess there's both sides cooking. And what's the expected move for today? $30? 40. We'll call it 41. Okay. And I think I have a small position, something. What do I have? Oh, I saw the put spread, I think earlier. Okay. But yeah. Yeah, there's sloppy liquidity at the 2 sigma level. A little slippage, but it's doable. Okay. Any fun stories of NVIDIA from you guys? I did not sell anything for NVIDIA. I didn't want to play with this. I was scared.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I figured that they would do a stock split, so I figured that would be a positive, but I didn't think that they would buy back all their shares and all that other crap.
Yeah. And then there was the weird Amazon print of like, oh, we halted our orders. And then wait, we didn't halt our orders. I'm like, wait, what? That was confusing. Okay, cool. So that's NVIDIA. Let's oh, and I looked up the jacket, and that spun off into a fun discussion in the earnings channel on Discord. If you guys want to look that up. But yes, Jensen has like 4 or 5 different letter jackets that he really likes. All right, let's take a look at more consumer-centric stuff like Target. And this will be great prep for Ross, which has earnings today and is a cousin adjacent to the Target and TJX home goods sort of demographic. And let's take a look at I didn't trade TJX because was it Palo Alto Networks that day? But let's just take a quick glance at their chart really quick. So yeah, it's at a 6-month high, kind of. Okay. That's unexpected, but you know, let's look at the chart really quick. It's just so sluggish that I'd rather use Yahoo Finance, but yeah. This would be good research for Ross. TJX. Come on, Swap. Come on. Oh my God. Come on, TJX. Oh, I should have restarted my computer. Sorry, guys.
You got the wrong string in there.
Yeah, because it's not overwriting the yeah, and it's oh, Dave came to visit us, so got to hang out with him on Saturday or Sunday at Wanning's.
Okay.
Yep. TJX, come on, Swab. All right, okay. Oh my God. Let me just restart this. This is ridiculous. All right, we'll skip TJX. We don't need them to look at momentum that badly. Okay, let me just restart this. Sorry, that was stupid. Okay, Target. Let's look at the reports. Same store sales down in a big way in Q4. That's massive. And then this isn't, I mean, where is slippage from theft? I would love to see that, but that's scary. Target should be freaking out. And remember, Target had a horrible summer last year from their trans swimwear for kids bullshit, if you guys remember that. But But yeah, comparable sales down. Year over year sales down. What was this? Operating margin miss. That's not good. We remain cautious in our near-term growth outlook. Okay, Christina Hennington, the Chief Growth Officer. Chief Growth, is that marketing or commercial sales? Like, what the hell was that? This is
Didn't earn it.
yeah. Let's see. Target is following Walmart's lead by lowering prices for cash-strapped consumers, just as McDonald's is trying, but yeah, that's not working out very well. And but yeah, let's pull up. Oh, I think it's. Oh, I didn't load it again. Okay, but we'll wait for the charts just a second. But yeah, Target earnings were fun. And while Thinkorswim is thinking, let me grab the password. Okay. Okay. Let's look at our next article while we're waiting for that. Where is my doc? Okay, 11:14. I gotta speed up. All right. Okay, where are we? That was Target. Okay. All right. That was Target. Excellent. Let's take a look at Swaggy stocks and see what the kids are trading. And I'm watching this a lot more again because the Reddit squad does seem to have their tentacles out in a far range. So let's see. Kids are looking at Nvidia, the Qs, AMD, Supermicro, little bearish on Tesla, Apple, Snow. Okay, what is NVDL? Lot, Intel, Microsoft, Elf, Boeing, Amazon, Meta, Dell, Taiwan Semiconductor, Robinhood, Coinbase, Lululemon. That was a great short that closed this morning too, for Lululemon, by the way. Reddit, AMC, Carvana, and oil. Okay. Okay. All right. So yeah, lots of action. But yeah, we are seeing a little bit more negativity with Tesla at least. And uh, I have loved this new subreddit that I found. It's called Cyber Stuck. And it's just constant F-ups of Cybertrucks. And it's the most beautiful thing ever. I just cannot get over it. Let me just show you guys the highlights of, say, like the month. And it is just amazing. And like once you watch, like look at these couple of these posts, like you'll be inspired to short Tesla. All right, let's see. This loser, I guess this should have been my idiot of the week, but let's see. This loser here can only tow his light trailer for 70 miles, but loves his truck but wants to sell it right away. Let's see. Warranty avoided after 35 miles. This was 2 weeks ago. It was leaking coolant, and yeah. I've seen lots of screenshots of cancellations, and the cancellation game or just the reservation game for Tesla is massive. It's basically a giant interest-free loan. So that's the tune of hundreds of millions of dollars across a variety of vehicles, right? Like the Roadster version 2 that they asked for $50,000 deposits, but never even started production on since 2017. The Cybertruck itself, like it's hilarious that they play this game. But yeah, let's see. There's just lots of fun things. Let me just drop this in the chat. You guys can take a look at this. Okay, back to work. Where are we? Okay. Oh, Swab's back. Let me grab the chart, the window. Is it more responsive? A little bit. Yeah, definitely improved. Okay. I do need to clear the cache. Okay. All right. TJX. Momentum is kind of improving, sort of. Okay. Let's take a look at Ross. Target is bad. Let me show you guys Target really quick first. let's see, Target. Yeah, Target, sell-off city. And then bam, earnings disaster. So negative 25 million shares net every day. So pretty depressing for Target. And they might be on fire this time of year. During mostly peaceful riots. I still can't get over 2021. My God. Okay, here's Ross. It's been in serious sell-off momentum. Wow. Maybe iron condors are not warranted. Just buy puts and write it down into the gutter. And if you've gone to any Rosses, it's mostly illegal immigrants in there. It's kind of crazy. Okay. All right, let's get to our fun econ news. And again, I love this meme. Inflation's not that high. And here's inflation. Our president has a crackhead son who makes babies with strippers from the South. Like you cannot make this up.
At least
Okay.
she didn't take the family name.
Uh, maybe they tried, or not for want of trying.
No, the mother was paid off to not do it.
Okay. All right. Let's look at some momentum data from hedge funds. All right, so let's see. And what's his name just passed, right? The 60% guy. I think that just means he subscribed to the all of the leaks from the US Bureau of Labor and Statistics and the Fed and so forth. Okay. But yeah, let's see. Hedge funds are outperforming everybody. NASDAQ, the S&P, large cap core mutual funds, equity long and short hedge funds, most concentrated stocks, equal weight S&P 500, Russell 2000, and real negative yields on the 7 to 10-year treasuries. So yeah, even glancing at this is just year-to-date return. Like we know that the Russell 2000, right, from our earlier index overview, that there's strong inflows there relative to the NASDAQ and the S&P. So, but yet, look at the share of the profits pie that they're getting. I mean, you can always trust the herd to arrive late to the party, right? So yeah, that's kind of dumb. Myself included. I was chasing silver and kind of got spanked, I guess, yesterday and today with some silver longs that didn't really pan out. But oh, I had a mail call. I think I showed you guys on Discord, but yeah, had to park some money in metal. So yeah, I got a Austrian Philharmonic quarter ounce gold coin. And this is cool. Oh, it's over 7 pounds. So this is 100-ounce Geiger silver bar. This is actually really special. The clerk that picked this for my generic 100-ounce bar grabbed the wrong bar, or they were short-handed, and this bar is not worth. Like I paid 2,800 11 days ago, and it arrived yesterday after clearing and everything. But that bar is worth around 38, 39, maybe $4,000. Because there's a numismatic side to even bullion. So there's like retro or limited production ones of certain mintages. But at the end of the day, it's just stupid silver. But there is a collectible aspect to it somewhat. And yeah, sometimes I get shipped the wrong thing like this. This is the third time it's happened to me. It happened really well with another friend who got like a really old vintage 100-ounce bar that's worth 3x what he paid. So stuff like that happens. Okay. But yeah, I didn't want to get too much into the rest. But yeah, I just want to compare hedge fund production here. Okay, cool. Let's jump to the next topic. All right, Citi finally got fined for it's this weird flash crash from I don't even remember the issue. Um, but yeah, stupid fine, $50 million, or they lost $50 million for a fat finger trade. I don't understand what they were doing on their Bloomberg terminal, but yeah, this happened. Not really tradable information, but thought it was somewhat relevant. bankers finally getting their comeuppance somewhat? Okay. We'll skip the theaters of war and black swans. All right, let's look at some bond data. All right, so yeah, we're having some uncertainty, at least in the bond markets, and commodities are definitely waking up in a big way. So let's see. Here we have the stack of everyone's yields in a nice let's see. Let's see with the highest in 12.5% in Bulgaria, Poland, Hungary, Mexico, Luxembourg, South Africa, Italy, Peru, India, United Kingdom. And on the bottom is Thailand, Israel, Chile, Singapore, Malaysia, South Korea, United States, New Zealand, and Canada. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so that's just the last 12 months. And let's see, let me make this a little bit bigger. All right, so here's, let's see. In black, we have the median CPI data year over year, and then we have the raw industrials index year over year. And commodities and inflation have paced each other, except now there's a breakout. So we are getting deeper into this super commodities wave. All right, nice to see that on the macro side here. And okay, this is kind of cool. Commodity rally with increasing breadth. And yeah, you can print money, but printing food and steel and real things is a lot harder. So let's see. We've had a big rally in silver. No surprises there. Zinc, tin, and copper. The copper one's played out. I've been trying to chase it, and it's not working. Nickel, wheat, orange juice, aluminum. We're seeing that happen with all the Australian shortages right now. Gold, platinum, cocoa, canola, lean hogs, corn, coffee, lead. I don't know what this is. Soybean meal, gasoline, soybean oil, aluminum alloy, West Texas and intermediate crude, live cattle, Brent crude, natural gas. What the hell is New York Harbor ULSD? What's ICE gas oil, cotton, and sugar? So if I'm reading this correctly, yeah, you definitely don't want to be in sugar, cotton, and natural gas. And that's about it. So we should definitely be long silver, orange juice, wheat, pork, and where's beef? Live cattle.
So
Oh,
New
yeah.
York Harbor ULSD is ultra low sulfur diesel. And
Oh,
gas oil, I haven't traded that in a long time. There's just all these petrochemical derivatives. I mean, they're important.
oh,
It kind of
okay.
is like what fuels, the world. So, but it's just different. There's lots of different oil products, basically.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Very,
people think they think of crude as kind of just like this one thing, but like there's a lot of different grades, there's a lot of different uses. I mean, obviously, petrochemicals fuel like most of not only our machinery and in industry, but agriculture as well. So there's a lot of products in that space.
yeah, fertilizers, all kinds of awesome stuff that makes human life amazing.
Yep, yep,
Okay,
pretty much.
yeah. All right, so yeah, money shifting at some point in bigger ways out of the bond market. But yeah, again, this is not my main area, but yeah, maybe Ed and Wani, you guys have seen do you guys know of any crypto shorts that got wiped out this week?
I mean, specifically, I don't track the trading aspect of it, maybe as much as Wani does, but the big news was actually something that was posted that kind of probably triggered a lot of this that Dave actually posted earlier. I just reposted the article, which is that Fit21 crypto bill probably created a big wipeout in shorts. It was a big pivot, essentially. At least on the surface, the Trump campaign started accepting crypto, and then Biden basically threw Warren under the bus by because he was threatening to basically veto this bill, and essentially the crypto bill, what it was about was reversing an earlier bill that makes it so that banks can't hold crypto on their balance sheets, and so now they can. So basically, because of politics, crypto's back on the menu. There's now a big discussion that the SEC is going to completely do a 180 and potentially approve ETH, and then assuming they do that, then that could open up a whole bunch of other ETFs. Basically, any shit coin under the sun will become an ETF. So things could get spicy. So that's probably why there's a big pump in the crypto space. But sort of my underlying thought is that might be okay for crypto, but basically those are all political tokens. It's just an extension of fiat. I think that's something that a lot of people don't realize. And the government's like, oh yeah, well, we can control this fiat just as easily as the old fiat. Anyway.
Wow.
There was a
Got
lot of
it.
crypto news basically this
Okay.
week, but this was a huge title change in the way the administration has been going very heavily after crypto, especially was it Senator Warren said, we're going to build an anti-crypto army. And then I think it was Trump said this week that we're going to build a pro-crypto army, right? It's hilarious though that his crypto camp, he's the first at least presidential contender to accept crypto. But interestingly enough, if you go there, because the way Coinbase has their things set up, they can't accept Bitcoin. Only shit coins need apply. So this is, again, kind of separating, I mentioned this in a response to Dave earlier. It's all controlled opposition, right? And basically this is all CBDC in a disguise. It's all proof of stake, so ETH is all proof of stake. So if an ETF is launched, the banks will control it. Like, people just don't understand. It's the same thing as what the Federal Reserve does. It's just a bunch of technology wrapper around it. So anyway, yeah, there's a lot in crypto news this week, but probably the most important headline was that one.
Got it. So it's Pocahontas versus Trump 2.0?
Yeah, well, and the Biden administration basically, and they're obviously kind of in shambles for way more than crypto reasons, but Democrats are now basically voting on this. So, I mean, interestingly enough, not all of them, although our friend Nancy Pelosi did vote yes on this Fit 21 bill. So, you may want to be tracking what cryptos she's buying.
Wow.
Because I'm sure those will do well. So whatever shit coin she endorses, I don't know if it's Dogecoin or Cum Rocket or whatever it is, that'll be the next thing to be buying.
Yeah.
And yes, that is a real shit coin.
Beautiful. And Warren has a plan for that. Really? That's her campaign shirt? That's hilarious. I'm tempted to buy it. I know, gotta stay strong.
You should. Has your name on it.
I know, but the fact that she'd get a penny of that, like I would not be able to sleep at night.
Then don't do it.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Look at this soy boy.
There's a great piece where Jack Mallers was actually on CNN this week, and he basically said, the bankers have basically spoken. They've done really well with the Bitcoin ETF, and they sniffed more money, and they basically have made a change here politically, right? Because the politicians, they don't make their own decisions. They're told what to do by the banking elite. And so the bankers have decided this is where the next money is. And so, they want more of that.
Got it. And then Venezuela is having still recurring blackouts. And now the government is shutting down crypto mining facilities while running their own.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
I
Of
mean, this
course.
is just all the stuff that we've talked about before with Executive Order 6102. If you
Yeah.
centralize any of this stuff, then the government is going to come in, and particularly autocratic governments are going to come in and say, no, no, that's ours now. Right.
Yeah. Beautiful. Right on schedule. And Venezuela had one of the highest per capita incomes in the Americas in the 1950s. It rivaled the United States. It's sad that it's come to this. Yeah, Mofo Michael Sonnenschein has been fired from Grayscale. So I'm sure everyone's clapping their hands over this dummy and his high management fees. And what is this from Ed? And meanwhile, the market is falling a lot.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess Linda and I will be safe. Okay. Wait, why did SEC pivot? Because banks get crushed.
Yeah, so Jack went off basically saying, the banks, they don't want to own your shitcoin bonds, and so crypto ETFs is a way for them to pump their bags, and that's why we've seen this pivot. Gary Gensler basically was told who the real boss was, which was the bankers, and I wouldn't be surprised to see ETH and then a bunch of these other shitcoins will be next.
Sweet, thank you, sir. All right, domestic news. Let's talk lobster. Who's the famous lobster guy? Jordan Peterson. Chapter 1 of his book was lobsters will respond to Prozac. Our neurochemical systems overlap that much, or it's that old. Okay, let's see. Yeah, we talked about this quite a bit already. But yeah, bad business, plundering, bad business model, and running a loss leader of all you can eat shrimp for $20 probably was a mistake. All right. Let's see if we can look at the student debt issue here. I wonder how they got picked. Definitely wasn't me. This is really unfair to all of the hardworking kids and the STEM kids that paid off their school loans. All right, let's see. Where did this money go?
Previous one said that it went mostly to government workers, which kind of pissed me off.
Well, they're forced to, I mean, their union dues already have political power behind it. Why did they have to buy more or buy more votes with that? Or I guess it's not buying votes, it's just political spoils of war.
Kickbacks.
Yeah, it's a kickback for your own team, I guess. Yeah, it's kind of not
Yeah,
really.
go on.
Yeah, there's not much in the article. That's okay. We talked about Vivek. He's a biopharma fake billionaire, by the way. It was an incestuous business between his mom, who's a doctor, and like one of his brothers was a doctor, and he bought like a dying company that had a failed product, and with his family doctor help, they repackaged it and got it repitched and raised a bunch of money, and it never worked to begin with. And that's how he got his claim to fame. He's controlled opposition 100%. He's just like he literally wears the same thing, and one of his speeches is literally a lift from one of Obama's older speeches. Like he is the Indian Obama, basically. Okay, so that's Vivek. And yeah, let's take a look at post-pandemic stocks. So if you guys remember this was like DocuSign, Zoom, yeah, Etsy, Moderna, Peloton. Peloton. I gotta look at Peloton's chart. Like I'm just so excited to short Peloton and Lululemon. Like those insufferable cunts. Let's find it. overpriced yoga leggings and $2,000 clothing hangers. So yeah, let's take a look at Piton. Piton down 6%. Wow, I missed the boat. Okay. Dang, gap down. I of course the week I'm not on with Peloton trades, it makes the big moves. Of course. Of course. Isn't that the rule? But yeah, down to $3. That's incredible. What a useless stock. Okay. So, okay, let's see. The value of $1,000 invested in select companies on March 11th, 2020. So that was basically days after the Chinese stock exchange opened back up, and they opened down to like one of the worst crashes in Chinese history because of the Wuhan outbreak for that big outdoor New Year's dinner that they had there. But anyway, peak pandemic value would have been 20,000, and it would have been only 6,000 now. Your Etsy would be almost back to normal. DocuSign would have been underwater, Zoom would have been underwater, and Peloton would have been underwater. Wow. I mean, if you need a list of shorting candidates, like it's right here. Maybe not Moderna, but the other four are definitely in trouble. But yeah. I need to take a look at this.
Shorts.
Dave, did you have a comment? Okay, no worries. Okay, and as promised earlier, let's look at some consumer data. Shifting to our next domestic article. We don't have to really worry about the US employment rates. We know most folks are underemployed, working multiple jobs, and really struggling out there. We want to look at, all right, here's some good stuff. All right. Consumer credit card debt versus personal savings. And we know that the personal savings rate is going down quite a bit. And okay, green is credit card debt. So green is up, personal savings down. This is literally like the worst possible outcome. This is indentured servitude or financial indentured servitude. And then what's going to happen is social unrest will blow up and these folks will beg for UBI. Like that's the ultimate goal. But they're already giving UBI directly to the illegals. It almost seems like there's a replacement strategy. Like I'm not sure, but almost. All right. Let's see. The delinquency rate and the credit card rate have
Wait a minute. These are
over.
credit cards, right?
This is just consumer stats in general.
Yeah, but it's a credit card debt. So it's not like anybody falls into it. They're buying a product prior to saving for it. So what they're really doing is trading on self-control. They still got the air fryer. They got the Ninja cooker, but they just got it sooner than they would have if they'd have exercised self-control.
Well, that's kind of like all of this.
That sounds
Yeah.
racist.
I mean, we're running a whole government on credit cards.
Yeah. Funny that, huh?
But we have more guns than everybody, therefore it's okay. Okay. Meanwhile, yes, here's the cross of consumer delinquency and the credit card APR. That is a match made in hell. Okay. Let's get the really working. Here's the scary stuff. People working second jobs in the millions. And I was walking through over the weekend, what was it? Walnut Creek. And like I noticed like downtown, like in the evening, like 7 o'clock, like the families were kind of fading out. And by 7:30, 8 o'clock, it was only like short brown people everywhere. And this was like the whole like Uber Eats, DoorDash crew picking up dinners and shipping them out, all over, Walnut Creek, the richer suburbs and whatnot. But it was just like you saw the sudden underclass and the horrific double parking everywhere all of a sudden. It's like, wow, that is real. And then a lot of those folks, the driver and the ID of the account for like DoorDash and whatnot are not often the same person. These jobs get pimped out to the illegals. Okay. But yes, people working second jobs. That would be in here. Okay. And another development here, this is kind of interesting. This is some deeper analytics to the buy now, pay later phenomenon. So here's global merchandise volume, and this is picked up into the hundreds of billions. It is frightening. So here's daily active users. That's like to rely on this at that level, that's horrific. But yeah, business is blowing up. And let's see, the major players, we kind of talked about this in the earnings subreddit with Jansen's jacket, but there's Klarna from Sweden, which is run by Sequoia Capital here in Menlo Park, and Affirm's the other player. And this used to be our like top pick for sector rotation for a long time, but we've seen obviously playing the loose credit game is dangerous because maybe you're not pricing risk correctly, right? Because you're trying to be different from the FICO system. But yeah, Affirm has seen better days. So and it's down, gosh, almost 4% for the day. That's a bit of an overreaction to the marketplace. But yeah, let's look at Upstart, which is also in that camp, right? And yeah, they've also seen better days. So yeah, oh God, down 5%. Am I not watching? Should we be shorting buy now, pay later? Is that the play? Wow. Where's my pen? I need to write this down. Okay. It's okay. I think I'll remember. I'll try to remember. Okay. But yeah. Yeah, shocking. So yeah, weak consumer, US consumer. And here's some more demographic data, at least food-wise. All right. And this is where I got that meme, but yeah. All right, let's see. Here we go. McDonald's, Taco Bell, and Chick-fil-A. Here, let me zoom in a little bit. All right, cool. End of year price. So this is 2019. So definitely the good old days before COVID and everything. Even though COVID started in August and July of 2019, we'll consider it good old days on the US side of the Pacific Ocean. All right, so the good old days. Medium fries was $1.79, McChicken was $1.29, Big Mac was $3.99, and 10-piece McNuggets was $4.49, and a cheeseburger was $1. That's amazing.
Wow.
Today, it's 134% increase on French fries, 200% on the McChicken, 87% on the Big Mac, 68%, 69% of the McChicken nuggets, or sorry, the McNuggets, and 15% on the cheeseburger. So yeah, like this is just price gouging McDonald's. This is just corporate greed among other things, but yeah. Taco Bell. Uh 5-layer burrito has gone up 118%. Nachos Bel Grande, I have no idea what these things are. 79% up. Spicy potato soft taco is up 19%. Cheesy bean and rice burrito is up 19%. And Crunch Wrap Supreme is up 51.6%. Incredible. Chick-fil-A. I've only had their waffle fries. Wait, do they fry it in the same stuff as the chicken? That might be a problem. Okay.
No, of course not. You've never had chicken fat.
Oh shit. No wonder the waffle fries were so good. Oh my God.
It's your body telling you what you need.
Okay. Yes. Yes, 80% increase on Chick-fil-A here, as an aggregate, I guess. Okay, cool. All right. Food inflation. And here's the raw inputs. And I like talking to like my taqueria guys too, to like see what like their chicken prices are like. But yeah, ground beef, let's see, is in the black. Holy shit. Boneless chicken breast. Wait, is this a pound? Oh, $5 a pound for ground beef. Okay, that sounds about right. Chicken breast, $4, sounds right. Whole chicken's $1.09. Holy shit. Okay. I don't know what these indexes are for, but okay. Yeah. All right. Good stuff. So yeah, fast food is getting very expensive. And pivoting to more positive subjects, let's talk about microplastics. And let's see. I believe one of the quotes was, of all of the samples analyzed, none of them didn't have microplastics. I believe that was somewhere here. Or I read a different article that was related to that. But yeah. Yeah, just try to be careful with that and use glass over plastic when you're storing stuff at home, if possible. Okay. All right, let's talk cars for a second.
And don't eat Taco Bell eggs, right? There was a
Yeah.
big thing on microplastics, I think, this week of how Taco Bell basically boils their eggs in a plastic, or sorry, or they deep fry the eggs in a plastic bag.
Oh my God.
What?
Yup.
What?
Yeah, there was a video of it circulated on X. I'll see if I can find it. Yeah, there it is. Is this how they make their eggs? Yeah, it's so wrong. Yeah.
Wait, I need to see the video. Oh, here's the video. Oh,
There's
sweet.
there's the video that was circulating on TikTok. Yeah, it's wrong.
Oh, damn it. I don't have an account. Oh, fuck this. Sorry. We'll just watch the small window. And I'll plug in my laptop meanwhile. Was it bad?
I mean, they're basically they're heating up the eggs in the plastic, so it's relevant to our discussion on microplastics.
Wow.
There's been a lot of quick service restaurants doing that for a very long time.
Wow.
Chipotle was one of the holdouts, but when poop made it into the food, they had to start cooking it locally or centrally, and then the local places do a boiling bag.
So that might not be the horrible bags. The plastic that's used for milk cartons is the one that has really low, if no harms.
But when they say like it's BPA free, there's actually multiple kinds of BP. There's BPA, BPB, and then when they say it's safe, that's degrees of toxicity that are acceptable versus you cross a threshold and then it becomes something else. To me, that
Okay.
seems like an insane game of Russian roulette. How about zero plastics and just use glassware? Like it's complicated, it's more expensive, it's more tedious, but what's the alternative? Use a filter or be the filter, right? Yeah. But yeah,
Well,
just
so like all of your really clear plastics are dangerous, and the opaque like plastic used in milk cartons or milk jugs and
yeah,
laundry detergent is the one that you should really want your stuff in,
yeah,
but it's opaque, so it's not used there anywhere.
yeah. But yeah, be careful, guys. Anyway, here's a fun article on car depreciation. It was not what I was expected. So you don't normally associate Toyota with massive car depreciation, but for the RAV4 series, at least the newest one, it seems like they overbuilt it, and it's you drive it off the lot and bam, there goes a lot of money. And this is supposed to be a RAV stands for like recreational all-purpose vehicle, and it's a four banger, which is why it's called a RAV4. So yeah, there's more depreciation with the ICE engine versus the hybrid one, which is like not again not that's really bizarre. So something's wrong with this. So yeah, and then Sonata's number two. The Malibu isn't made anymore, so this is
Well,
gone already.
but hang on.
Hmm?
That makes sense. On the electric side, you have people who don't care about driving a car for 20 years in the market differently. And so you have a lot of emotions wrapped up in purchasing the resale market after 1 year. But let's see how those electric vehicles do after 25 years and 500,000 miles. And how
Right.
many gas tank replacements? I don't replace my gas tanks every 500,000 miles.
Right, right.
So that resale after 1 year is bad, is wacky.
I see. It doesn't calculate the total cost of ownership. Right. No, that's fair. That's fair.
Well, plus they have different people. You know, they have people who they're more crazy thinking. I don't know how to put it.
I'm with you. I'm with you.
Yeah, the same people are holding their cars for at least 7 years. And I know a lot of people who have 20-year-old cars.
Yeah, yeah. Myself included. And let's take a look at the Manheim Index, which is our benchmark for tracking used car prices, right? So this comes out of the Chicago School of Business, I believe. And we are at 199. We had a pre-2022 peak, so late 2021 peak of, what is that? 270, 260? So we are what? 50 points below the 260 peak. So that's almost like 1/5 down, like 19%, 18% down. So we should see more, or we should see used car prices getting cheaper and cheaper in the weeks to come. Okay. All right. So that trend is holding. Okay, good stuff. Okay. Let's go back to our notes. We're already 12 o'clock. Oh, holy shit. Sorry, I'm really slow today. We're only in domestics. Oh my God. We gotta speed up. Okay. America needs a war. All right. No surprises there. Do we need to talk about this? Trump might win. Hey, if Trump like I did this in 2016, 15? What voting is November, so I guess it was 15. There is a Mexican ETF, and I went long on this, and then Trump won, and then ETF collapsed. And it's the country ETF for Mexico. It's called EWW. I didn't pick this. I didn't pick this, but there was a fund manager. It's like, yes, give me EWW. But all of its cousins and whatnot are like EWZ for Brazil, EWY for Korea. So someone was getting the W, and then just Mexico, I guess had the bad luck. But yeah, it's EU. And ironically, yeah, Mexico has enjoyed COVID better than most. Oh hell, there was a meme I have shared to my degenerate group of friends last night. What was it? It said, if you're better off today than 4 years ago, you might be an illegal alien. Okay. All right, let's fast forward through the boring articles and get to the fun shit. Let's see. If you guys need that meme, here, I'll pull it up. Where's my signal? I'll paste into the chat. It's a Rodney Dangerfield meme template, which is beautiful. And I love Roger Dangerfield. Take my wife, please. like I get it. That's terrible. Here, let me play this for you guys. All right, where'd that go? Oops, saved it to the wrong folder. That's not very accessible. Let's see, save to downloads. Sorry for the delay, guys. Here we go. Okay, it's this meme. Here we go. All right, let me drop this in the chat. Just in case you have to harass somebody with this. I want you guys prepared. Okay, there you go. It's great. All right, let's talk retirement savings. Let's see. Median is in black and green is average. So for my age bracket, let's see, I should be 45K for median, and I should be more than 142K on average. Wait, so if the median is this low, that means this is being skewed by like millionaires, basically. Okay. Yeah,
It's
I
being
guess
skewed by your fire types.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. But yeah, I don't know if I beat the average even. I mean, if we're counting US dollars, I mean, gold's moved up, but not that much, right? Um,
What does this mean? Retirement savings, like
by
if
age,
you're
by age
by
cohort.
age.
So yeah, there's the
So
median value, which is like the middle, and then it's the average. So there's some big, outliers that are blowing up this average. Like between you and Bill Gates, like your retirement average in savings is in the hundreds of billions of dollars. But it's a worthless average because Bill Gates is skewing the results so much. And by
but this
standing,
doesn't, go ahead.
yeah, yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So this doesn't mean that, let's say, for example, if you are under 35, it's $50,000 average.
Mm-hmm.
You mean up to where they are at right now? This is what they have.
Right.
Age
So
of 35, they have
average,
$50,000.
right? Average and median don't mean the same things. And since
Right.
the median is so low, that means the data set, most of the people are skewed on the low end. There's some extreme outliers, like Bill Gates is somewhere in the same crowd, and he's making everyone on paper look higher on the average, but in reality, they're only a fourth as they're a quarter poorer, or they
All
only have a quarter of
families,
the wealth. So this just means on average in America, most families only have $87,000. Like
$87,000 in saving.
that is insane. This is for their retirement. Like shit,
Oh,
your emergency day fund. Like to me, like these are emergency fund values, right? This can't be retirement savings. Like, are you crazy?
that's not enough to live on.
Well, of course. These are Americans we're talking about.
What?
But this gets back to the discussions that we had about credit card debt and other debt. There isn't a heavy incentive for Americans to save. I think recently, I was looking at at a peak, maybe during COVID, Americans were up at 6% savings, and now it's down to 3% again, or something along those lines. And I know many six-figure earners who are basically paycheck to paycheck.
How could that be?
We've seen the
I've
stats.
I've
We've talked
talked
about
with
it.
them. Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, it's just they don't have an incentive to save, and they basically YOLO. I mean, that's really what it boils down to.
They're broke at a higher level. That's it.
Yeah.
They still want the toys. I mean, you still have people who want
The
the boat.
Teslas, the
Well,
electric bikes, the
yeah,
fancy
an electric bike
vacations.
and a
Uh,
car.
I mean, yeah, part of it
So-
is in the early 1900s, before you had easy access to credit, if you owned a car, or let alone something like a fancy car like a Rolls Royce or Mercedes, or you had a house, it meant you were rich. Now you can drive around with a lease, right? You can have a Range
Yeah.
Rover or whatever it is, and you're broke, but you got a Range Rover, right? So you can have all the status symbols, but you don't have the wealth to back it up. And I think that's a lot of it.
I think that's more than fair. But yeah, and again, our group is a super group. We're a lot of superstars here, like relatively speaking, from financial acumen, emotional control, professional success, education. Like Silicon Valley Options Group is cream of the crop. So obviously, a lot of us will do better than this, but Main Street is hurting in a big way. And maybe a better comparison is like The Millionaire Next Door. If you read this book, there's another equivalent, which is called The Wealthy Barber. It's the idea that there was a longitudinal study done with high income earners, or not high income earners, American millionaires. This was done in the 90s. This is a bit outdated, but the author had a really cool designation, which is he calls it either you're an under accumulator of wealth or you're a prodigious accumulator of wealth. And the formula was kind of simple. Let me see if they cover it here. It's basically I can't read this fast enough. Let's see. PAW versus UAW formula. It's a back of the envelope calculation. We could do it as a group really, really quickly here. Let me see if I can find it really quickly. Where's the come on. Okay, here we go. Multiply your age by your realized pre-tax annual income from all sources. Okay, well, here, I'll do it. Okay, so let's do, I'm 37, multiply age by my pre-tax annual income. So if I make 150,000 and then divide by 10. According to Stanley, your result should be your current net worth. And if you're over that, you're a prodigious accumulator of wealth. And if you're under that, you're the loser, the UAW. So I should have on paper 500,000. Okay. Not quite there yet, but on the way at least.
But your wealth can be accumulated in many different ways.
Yes, but this is just a measure of static wealth on the back of an envelope, like really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But we do have folks who are beating this. So yeah. I mean, there's some serious money makers in our club. Like guys who started with Ferraris and then finished their trading career with more Ferraris. Like they exist in our club. It's funny. But yeah, if you guys want to check this out here, I'll paste this in the chat. Yeah, to Ed's point, we are weirdos for sure. Yeah. Independent and rich traders is an interesting bunch of people to hang out with. And I wish
one
you
of the
guys...
thing that's notable is at least some of the traders that I know, who I'm not one of, but I would like to hang out with them. Some of the most wealthy ones that I know are also like the greatest savers. They're super, especially started super frugal, right?
Yeah.
And kind of like Warren's background, where it's just like, my parents didn't have much, and I learned to really be an operator and really save my money, or I worked hard. And anyway,
Yeah. I mean,
that's it. That's all I'll say. Is it's not, because sometimes I think people with trading, they think, oh, well, it's all about like the sort of Wall Street bets lifestyle or something like that. And
no, it's
the ones that I've
engineers.
known who are the most impressive came from usually very humble roots.
Exactly.
Yeah. And we have the best old stingy engineers in the Silicon Valley options group. And I wish you guys did more like live events. Like before COVID, it was just hilarious. And it just so much fun. Like these millionaires would walk in, retired, right? And still hassle me over $10. Like it was beautiful. Like I gotta pay $10. Like it was a stupid joke every time they signed in. And we just like, yeah, ha ha ha. Yeah, just get your name badge and sit down. It's just funny. But yeah.
Because actually a lot of rich people, they keep really low profile themselves.
You're supposed to.
Yeah. You don't flaunt, you just keep very low profile.
All right. We got to speed up. It's 12:06. All right. We're getting to our real estate section at least. All right. Existing home sales unexpectedly tumble as home buyer confidence hits record low. Beautiful. How do we trade this? It doesn't take a genius to know that high mortgage rates ruin businesses or ruin home sales. All right, so here is ITB. This is the Home Builders ETF. So a lot of fun companies in here, like paint companies. Here, let's just double check the current holdings because I don't want to misquote. And finally, ITB is going in the right momentum for us. It wasn't like that for a long time. So let's take a look at the holdings. All right, so DH Horn, so manufacturer, Lennar, remind me what they do again. Are they the developer, right? I think this is developer as well. I forgot what this was. Developer, Lowe's is Lowe's. Here's paint. I don't know what Top Build is. Home Depot, Home Depot. I don't know what these are. But developer heavy and materials heavy as well. So in general. So yeah, very home builder construction oriented. So that's why permit growth and, permit applications and this were highly correlated. Okay, back to the chart. So it's not doing well. It's seen better days. Looks like the peak was late March. And finally, the trend is going the other way. And on balance volume, we're seeing more net selling pick up or in the very beginning stages of that. And looks like, yeah, we might be seeing more of that. And as we see from volume market profile, there were a lot of entries at higher points. So people were buying in at the peak. And let's just take a look at the betting public. I don't think we're alone here in our premonitions. And holy cow, you're welcome, guys. Here is your shorting candidate of the week, if not the month. 33,000 puts against 418 calls. Holy cow. There are some aggressive bankers shorting the crap out of ITB. I definitely need to screenshot of this. Holy cow. Okay. Perfect. ITB, guys, write it down. Write it down.
Maybe it's all of the home builders
Themselves, double dealing,
trying-
right?
They're saying, hey, we need to make money in the next 6 months.
If we're on fire, at least at least we should set up a barbecue, right?
Home builders got to make payroll too.
Whatever it takes, man. Whatever it takes. But yeah, ITV. All right, the fun stuff. Let's talk tech news. Shout out to Ross with this very obsolete and out of date chart here. This has to be scaled for 1,000 now, so this needs like another 5 inches. But I mean, it's a shame that like I didn't get like I mean, hindsight's 2020, but one of the guys in my dojo, he is the director of investor relations at NVIDIA, and the dude is retiring and he's just chilling, camping, traveling all the time, doing jujitsu with his teenage kids, and he's just living the life. I'm just like kind of impressed. So yeah. But then again, if I probably worked at NVIDIA, I probably wouldn't be a great trader today. It'll be a little different. I don't know. Who knows? Hard to say. But yeah, NVIDIA's blown up in a big way. We'll skip this. Just a general PSA. Like, be careful of that shit. We've talked about it before. We don't have time for this, but yeah. Let's get to the meat of the tech articles, and then we'll do international news, China news, and we'll call it a day. And then we'll trade our Workday, Intuit, and Ross. All right. Here's updates on Netflix versus Amazon Prime. Netflix is winning on subscribers, even though they've been raising prices. They just raised prices in Australia. And Amazon Prime is winning on revenue. Yeah, I'm seeing like crazy 2-minute ad blocks on a lot of their stuff. It's crazy. But yeah, let's look at some analytics. Oh, there's no analytics? I thought there were figures. Let me double check. All right. Netflix reported 269 million global subscribers. So it's nearly 270 million households. Hold on. Oh, sorry. Someone's at the door. 1 second, guys. Oh, 1 second, guys. Okay. Okay, sorry. Okay. All right. So yeah, I thought there were some more analytics here, but let me grab the charts. Let's just look at Netflix. We haven't looked at them in a little bit. Okay, cool. All right, Netflix. Kind of boring at the 0 line. It's selling off. It's peaking. I don't know. Is this an all-time high? No, it's been higher before, but we're near it. Okay. Netflix's better days might be behind them. Okay. All right. Okay. There's some cool stuff. Bay Area has the most startups. I mean, you guys understand. We don't have to talk about this too much. Starlink had its first direct to cell phone call. So this kind of replaces satellite phones, which is kind of cool. So that was interesting. Mega Rocket will be launching in a couple weeks. There was a better link. I thought I saved it, but I'll try to find it for you guys later. But it showed in real time all of the Starlink constellations globally, and you could rotate the Earth. Let me see if I can. I was looking at that earlier. I thought I saved it though, but If I find it, I'll throw in Discord. It's one of my tabs. I have too many things open. Okay. You guys probably also saw this. Scarlett Johansson had to sue ChatGPT for using her voice without her permission. And they had asked and she declined. So I mean, Sam Altman and his team, they're a little crazy and a little progressive. Like they're making a case that, hey, AI is going to destroy a lot of jobs. Therefore, we need UBI. Like that is a bit of a fast leap there. But yeah. All right, let's speed up a little bit. All right, fun stuff. We don't have time to dive into all Japanese news, but let's just look at the yen versus USD. That's all we're really concerned about. 157, guys. Holy cow. Let's look at the chart. That is incredible. $1 to 157. Insane. And touching with 159. Wow, crazy. Okay. There's some record buybacks of the exchange there. We'll skip that. Lamborghinis are dumb. We know that. A lot of gay people in the Philippines and the US and Thailand and Brazil and Sweden and Israel, from what I heard after talking to Linda. Holy cow. What else? Harry Klaus has stepped down. Again, he's a low-ranking Rothschild member who had to at least go to work at the WEF. The real high-ranking members don't have to do that. But yeah, he's retired. So awkward. Singapore Airlines had a problem. Again, to be fair, this was not a Boeing issue. Turbulence is turbulence. It's not and then, an airframe issue is an airframe issue, and an engine problem is an engine problem. Like Boeing deserves a lot of heat, but not a turbulence problem issue. That said, you should still be shorting BA though. Okay, we'll skip Iran. Russia's taking money at banks. We talked about that. Let's take a look at youth unhappiness, which is kind of cool. All right, let me make this a little bigger. All right, diverging happiness. We're comparing older adults versus the youth happiness rankings. And you'll see the gap here. So let's look at the US. Number 10 for older folks, number 62 for the young folks. I wonder why. And let's see, China is really bad. Number 30 for the rich and number 79 for the poor. Japan is a little happier, kind of. Not really. Where's Korea? Oh, I don't see Korea here. Oh, they should have had Korea here, but yeah. Singapore pretty happy. Germans are happy. Canadians are happy. And that's about it. You definitely don't want to be poor or in Africa. And poor Mongolians are unhappy. Okay, cool stuff there.
Laos, a lot of people.
What?
Laos. There's
Yeah.
people with low expectations and they're just happy to have 5 babies and feel like life is great.
We didn't die today. Like, let's drink.
Well, it's not as bad as that, but
Well, when the tanks start
the
rolling,
whole Vietnamese people are all happy, and the first thing they ask you is how many kids you have.
that is true. Like, did you have dinner and how many kids do you have? Yeah. All right, let's go to oil and commodities. Let's go to the beloved coffee bean. And I think I've run this pop quiz to you guys before. What's the #1 most traded commodity on the planet?
Coffee,
All right, yeah, one of you knows this. What's number 2? I'm sorry, #1 is oil. Sorry.
Oil.
oil.
Number 2 is coffee. And they're both different forms of cheap energy.
Now, is it really coffee? Is it really coffee? I mean,
Coffee's number 2. Yeah.
where's iron?
No, you need coffee before you turn on the steel mill.
Okay.
Coffee first, right? You gotta get in your car first. Yeah, crude oil. Okay, and oil. Shit. Okay, maybe I need to update my stats. Okay, I stand corrected. Coffee's number 8. Things have changed. Okay, my bad. Okay.
What was #1?
Crude. The high sulfur garbage from the Middle East. Yeah.
got lost.
High sulfur crude oil. Yeah, and then WTI for the clean stuff, and then steel, copper, iron ore, and gold. Oh, thank God. Okay. All right. Oh, what? Sorry. That's coffee bean. Let's see. Yeah, this is not really tradable for us, but yeah, it's just kind of fun to know. Okay, cool. Oh, here's the other cool things. Robustica. Oh, shoot, I need the legend. Robustica, coffee beans, Arabica, cocoa, and orange juice futures. Okay, that's going to be impossible to read. All right, we'll skip this. We got to speed up. We're over time. Aluminum shortage in Australia, blah, blah, blah. Natural gas export issues. We can skip that. Let's talk metals for a second. Let's look at metals premiums. All right, so gold is 23.34, silver is 30.14, and gold silver ratio is 77.5. Okay. All right, let's look at the most common form, 100-ounce generic. Okay, so let's see. So let's see if this is up to date. SD Bullion selling this for 3316. Let's do the real-time comparison. Okay. All right, let's see. It's selling for 32.80 minus spot price of 30.12. And toss close something. And the premiums here are 8.8%. So a little bit better than the 10% aggregate we're seeing industry-wide. But this is getting cheaper. We've seen this at 14, 15, 16. I think recently at 13, 14. So yeah, this is getting cheaper. So supply is improving. So that's cool. And let's look at the gold silver ratio. So this is falling, which basically means gold is gaining in value. Sorry, silver is gaining in value and gold is losing in value. So we've seen that, just dip. And effectively, if you can basically trade against the metals, and in this way, your market cap stays the same, but you're gaining ounces each time you trade across. So, if I had, my stockpile and, at the time it was, 90 for a gold silver ratio, and now it's at 76, 77. Oh, hi, Alan.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, no worries. I'll just mute you. Yeah. Okay. Okay, there you go. Okay. So yeah, basically, yeah. So I would basically, so before 1 ounce of gold got me 90 ounces of silver. Now it only gets me 77. So silver got more expensive and gold got cheaper. So I could sell my gold and then go into, sorry, I could sell the more expensive metal and get into the cheaper one. So you can optimize between the metals that way. Okay, cool. And yeah, reduce income taxes. We don't have to talk about that too much. All right, finally, China stuff. Let's talk exports. All right. So America's tariff increase was mainly focused on EV, semiconductor, solar cells. I didn't know about medical supplies, some steel products, lithium ion, battery parts, PPE, graphite, magnets, minerals, and ship-to-shore cranes. Interesting. Okay. So you can basically also see Beijing's plans. So a lot of it isn't grassroots welfare, but it's through their oligarch network. So they only fund industrialists, and so long as they produce jobs, then the peasants shouldn't complain too much. At least in theory, right? So hence BYD and a lot of competitors are dumping so many Chinese EVs throughout the world, and they're not really well received because they keep catching on fire, and there are lots of lemons for the most part. But yeah, at least we're pushing back somewhat. What is this? A day late, a dollar short, like in 2024 in May of all times, like this finally gets put into practice. I think it's a little bit overdue, but yeah, at least there's progress. Okay, so we're trying to slow down China's anti-dumping problems, but they'll just get around this and go to Canada and Mexico, right? So yeah, great. And yeah, China's been talking lots of shit in the ocean per the usual. And let's go directly to the exchange figures actually. Skip the articles to save a little bit of time. So again, the magic number on the Shanghai Composite Index is 3,000. And as we keep looking at this chart on the maximum view, the market's basically gone nowhere for 15 years. It's really sad. It's nothing like the Nifty 50 at all, right? All right, so, but yeah, it took a lot of money printing to keep this number above 3,000. And with the real estate crisis now, they're gonna do anything to keep this number. But yeah. Cool. Let's look at some other fun stuff. Let's talk Alibaba for a second. All right, so there's an AI price war starting up among the different Chinese competitors. So we're talking Baidu Cloud, Alibaba, ByteDance, and yeah, everyone's trying to sell their different MML models, sorry, LLM models, and Alibaba's done a monster discounting process. To me, that just reeks of weakness and puts blood in the water. So it's not cool. Doesn't seem like a lot of strength. And if we go to the charts, let's take a step back and look at the macro first. Let's take a look at FXI, which is Chinese large cap stocks. And they have had a nice recovery in the recent sense. I'm very unhappy about this, but yeah, it is a tick up. So yeah, went from like 20s to high 20s. And but I still think a correction and outright disaster is well underway. And we go to the software side. So here's Chinese internet stocks. KWeb has seen a similar curve as well. If you want a little bit more leverage, here's a 2 extra, which is CWeb. And so yeah, I haven't been shorting BABA because it's just the charts haven't made sense. But yeah, here's the BABA charts. Let's take a look. Down 3% for today. But yeah, they've been seeing a lot of inflows in the last 3 months. So I've had to lay low. And the only ticker that has been playing nicely with my anti-Beijing strategy has been an EV player called Li Auto. So this has been a delightful short. And as you can see, the last 3 months, you couldn't really mess it up. It's just nice, beautiful staircase. So, I've been combing through my Chinese watch list, and this is the only pattern that was holding up. So yeah, yeah, you guys can definitely check this out and play with it. But yeah, as you can see, outflow momentum is peaking, which is exactly what I want. All right, cool. Let's go back to more China news, and we'll call it a day. New Taiwan president, we mentioned that. But yeah, there's some kill switches. Like, I mean, TSM has them already built in, so it comes. It's a feature. It's not a bug anymore. But yeah, and then we're seeing weakness with iPhones. So, you know, Tesla and Apple both are extremely dependent on domestic consumption in Asia. So, if we look at AAPL, we should see some continued weakness here. Or maybe not, at least not in the near term. It was in sell-off city for a while, but yeah, looks like it's improved quite a bit. Let's look at Tesla before we call it a day here. And yeah, Tesla, again, lots of problems. And all of the gains from the other day's gap up with, or the 6% move yesterday with the semi-truck news, all those gains have been given away. So yeah. Elon is in trouble, and I cannot, like, there's too many constant F-ups that he's been doing. I can't even keep track of all of it, but yeah, it's nuts. All right, cool. With that, let's call it a day, and we can shift gears and